Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And continuing from where we left off yesterday with the new story chapters, Chapter 26 had an annoying fight versus Frey, and Chapter 27 has an annoying fight versus Clich herself. Specifically, Chapter 27, Stage 3, Fascinator Elf. It is against Clich's awakened form, and she has almost 300,000 HP. She has pretty high attack and fairly high defense. Alright, she doesn't have quite the same amount, or quite the same stupid skills that Frey had in the last video, but she's still got some stupid shit. So, she's got Lord's Ambition, which is the same skill that Commander Diablo has that prevents him from being debuffed, and she also puts an alt resistance down debuff on us when that is active. Not great. If you are not a Rimuru character, you are binded for 2 turns. Like, regardless, you are 100% binded in. Everybody also gets a 50 SP skill seal. So anything that costs more than 50 points, or 50 or more, you can't use it for 2 turns. She also nerfs every single orb in both gauge and damage. So no matter what you use, except for rainbows, which we're gonna use, you don't get jack crap from those. And then because she doesn't do enough, she also has a protection skill seal for those turns where you're binded and you're sealed and you're debuffed. So you can't even use your protector to kind of get around things. You're kind of just effed for the first, turn 2 or turn 3 and 4. You're just dead in the water, unfortunately. And then she also burns, which is not a big deal. It's just kind of annoying. And then she gives herself an alt gauge and does AoE fire attack. She does not have Vengeance on her alt, though, which is cool. But it's just that this bulk of skill right here is the annoying part. So I have another 2 teams that I found that can get around it, either through brute force or whatever. So let's just go ahead and jump into those. And if you missed yesterday's video, I do talk about it in there, but there is a bingo board for new story quests. I've already done it, and it does have a Tempest Medal of Honor 5-star ticket, which is the new tickets you get from Heroes Jubilee rankings. And the fact that they're giving these away now as bingo board rewards opens it up to making this go a lot faster to getting your EX ticket or a guaranteed unit. So, for the beginner and normal fights, I kind of came up with an all Rimuru team just to avoid the bind. It was so very annoying. And I came up with this. So, Visions of Coleus Lumi is stacking attack, not only on Visions of Coleus, but Octagram and Demon Lord, which I'm pretty sure most of these Rimurus, minus you? Yeah, minus the free-to-play Water Rimuru, is Octagram Demon Lord. Maybe not you either. Yeah, okay. But regardless, we've got Raphael for the stun and the pierce, which I haven't actually used yet. We've got Coleus Rimuru for his converting and his rainbow orbs, Water Rimuru for his own converting, Fount of Wisdom Rimuru for his converting and his physical buff, and then we've got New Year's Rimuru as our DPS, quote-unquote. He's got his own rainbow orbs, he's got his personal attack buff, so if you combine that with the physical buff, with the pierce and alt resistance down, with the attack stacks and the synergy from Lumi, I mean, we can do reasonable amounts of damage, and we have kind of 2 different ways to get out of those nerfed orbs by just having 2 different rainbow converters here. If you have Exalted Champion Rimuru, you could definitely sub him out for probably Raphael. It doesn't really matter. That would just be more rainbow orbs, but you would need an alt first, which you're not really getting alts in the first 3 turns with this team anyways. I don't know how useful that would be. So let's just go ahead and jump in with this wild team. Okay, we've got a lot of orange orbs. Not that it really matters. I would have preferred to start with a lot of blues, but with the stage being the way it is, it really doesn't matter all that much. So we're just going to bring these 2 guys in. We'll take out Coleus Rimuru, and we'll just send these oranges. Now, Fount of Wisdom Rimuru, being water physical, is super weak point against Clich, which is cool and everything, but he's AoE, so we're not doing that much damage to her. And then here is the 50-point seal. there's the all orb nerf, there's a protection seal, and if you were not running a full team of Rimurus, you would also be binded for the next 2 turns. Not super great. And honestly, this hand also makes me cry a little bit. But it doesn't really matter what we do, because we can't use Lumi anyways to get extra skill points on blues, get synergy or anything. So you can just treat this as a way to just fuck around, maybe try and get a full hand of rainbow orbs when the protection seal wears off. So I guess what we're going to do is we're just going to send not Water Rimuru orbs and try and get a full hand of him. That way we could bring New Year's Rimuru in and get like a pretty decent hand. But you see that even though we have Lumi, we can't actually use her. Protection seal for 1 more turn, and we're not going to get the orbs that I really, really want here. So we'll just do this. So we'll send these 2 Water Rimurus. We have 63 points. It's not a lot, but it is enough to convert mostly. So there you go. For the 50 SP seal is off. The orb debuff is off. The protection seal is off. Let's go ahead and... So we have 63 points here. Let's do... You know what? Let's just get the blues in here. Let's just try and get some protection gauge. I'd rather not try and force an alt. We don't have an alt swapper in this team, which is the main problem, is that once we get an alt, like, that's what we're stuck with if we want to continue to send orbs. So I don't really have a strong feeling either way about it. But the more gauge we can get, and the closer we can get, while not actually getting there, which unfortunately we're going to get there, so that's not great. Hopefully we can get a few more orbs for him next turn and maybe get his EX ult off just pure rainbows, or we might just have to live with a normal ult, because she doesn't have that much HP, to be perfectly honest. Okay, well. Okay. Well, let's put an attack stack on New Year's Rimuru, and then he can just get out, because he's not doing anything for us anymore. Let's bring in... How many points do we have? 114? Alright, so yeah, you can get out of here. And we'll do 1, 2. And no, we don't have enough for that. So... let's do a green convert. And then we'll bring Coleus Rimuru in for Raphael, sure. And then we will use his convert all blues to rainbows. And this will be a 6-hand send. And that's an EX ult for Water Rimuru, who is super weak point. So this should do decent damage between the physical buff, the pierce, and then the single target ult with New Year's Rimuru. Yeah, we're at half HP now for Clich. That's pretty good. And I think the next turn is when she starts sealing everything. Oh, that hurt. Oh, no, it's now. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Oh, man. Turn... Okay. If I don't... Oof. I guess we just pray that Water Rimuru doesn't get hit, or Fountain Wisdom Rimuru doesn't get hit. Oh, well, that's... Dunsy onesies. Is he gonna die here? Please be a single target. Alright, that's unfortunate. Please be a single target attack. And that's not against Fountain Wisdom. Oh, thank God. Okay. Really lucked out there. Alright, you can come in for Coleus, and you can come in for Free to Play, and then we'll use everything. 2 stacks of Lumi here. This will be enough damage to kill, but you can see like how annoying this can get, and it would, just imagine it would be even more annoying if we were also binded for those 2 turns, and we had no way to really deal with any of that. So we can stun her as well, right? Yeah. So that's another option, is you could just stun her, and then she wouldn't be able to seal you. And I guess we could have maybe done that on turn 5 instead. Might be looking into. But, I mean, this is the team that I found mostly works. 131 right there, okay. And then this Rimuru should, yeah, 143. So, is it fun? God, no. Is it doable? Yeah. So let's let's try and use a different team now that's not full of Rimurus. Okay, now using a team that is not Rainbow Orb focused or even has a Rimuru on it, we're going to use the World of Fantasy team because it is water physical with extra damage versus fire from Frey. So it makes a lot of sense, and we have a decent, for the team, single target nuker in Milim. So we're going to have to deal with the Protection Seal, the Orb Seal. This team does not have... It only has one 55-point skill, which we're not going to be able to do anyway when we're getting sealed, so it doesn't really matter. We just need to get past that, and then we could probably reliably nuke her down. We just need to get at least a normal ult for Milim first. Okay, so turn 1, we're going to get binded in, so we want to make sure that the units we have up front are actually going to be useful to us. The hero... going to be our least useful character because we want our orb changers, our green orb changers specifically up front. So we're just going to do this, and we're going to orb change with Isis to get 5 greens, and then whatever we get for the next couple of turns is what we're going to get. We're just going to have to deal with it. Everything is nerfed. We are doing good damage on these orbs because we do have that 6% extra buff, and now I think we just continue to make orbs for Milim and greens. So we're just going to send these Isis orbs. This gets us a Protector Frey ready for turn 4. And, okay, that's fairly good, because we can send these 2 Shizu orbs. We can use the attack buff with her, so we can at least get a little bit of extra stacking with Milim. And then we'll send these 2 Shizus. We have another Milim orb coming in. And hopefully maybe we get another. Oh, a full handful of Milim. That's all she's ever going to have. Green buff now. Green buff, and now we can use... Oh, we can't use Frey yet. Why can't we use Frey? Why are you still sealed? What? Hold on, am I missing something? We're not binded, we're not... Why can't I use Frey? Oh, it's just a visual thing. Oh. Well, that's... odd. Sure, okay. Well, whatever you say. Okay, so one thing that we have not done is use a number of skills to help buff Milim's crit damage up, so it is quite low, unfortunately. And this is the final turn where we can use stuff, so we're just going to have to go ham right here and use as many skills as possible to try and buff her crit damage as high as it can go. So we'll take Isis out, we'll use the 0 cost here, we'll use another attack stack there, and that's it. So now we're going to be capped at 46% crit, which isn't great, but with an EX ult, well, no, we don't even need an EX ult. We don't even care. We could have killed probably this turn if we had used the orb buff instead. Okay, well, I mean, hey, this works. This is an old team, too. This is the second ever EX team, and we're going to completely murderize this fight. So, not much to worry about. I don't even have to use Frey here. We're just going to hit her. And, yeah, 148. Cool. Okay, so, yes, you can either build a full Rimuru team and try and get around that and nuke later, or you could try and burst it down, just get through the bind turns and the sealing turns, and just do as much burst damage as possible. New Year's Blessing can do it. Exalted Champions can do it. Any good burst team can get that done reliably. It's just kind of annoying. So hopefully this helps you out a little bit for these 2 fights. The AoE fight with Frey, and then this fight with Clich. Those, I think, are the 2 most annoying things in these new story chapters. If you have other teams that you found that work, please put it down in the comments below so other people can see it. But that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.